Hello, my name is Alison Weir, and I'm here in wonderful Vercelli today in the Basilica to talk about my third novel in the 6th Tudor Queen series, Jane Seymour, the Haunted Queen. Jane Seymour was the third wife of Henry VIII, and she became his wife 11 days after the execution of his second wife, Anne Boleyn, who was beheaded for adultery and treason, plotting the death of the king. Was Jane involved in the unseating of her predecessor? The evidence suggests that certainly she was involved with the court faction that united to destroy Anne, but there's no evidence that she connived at her death. She probably thought her predecessor would be divorced. Jane was the complete antithesis of Anne Boleyn. She was gentle and fair where Anne had been dark and volatile in temperament, and she was kind. She had moral courage too. She stood up to the king for the things she believed in. She begged him to restore his daughter Mary, the daughter of himself and Catherine of Aragon, to his favour, because Mary had supported her mother in the divorce against the king, and the king had banished her from court, and he made her sign a paper saying her mother's marriage was incestuous and unlawful. Jane effected a reconciliation. She also went on her knees before the king and pleaded for him not to keep closing down the monasteries, but he rather brutally brushed her aside and told her that the previous queen had died because she'd meddled too much in politics. Jane never interfered again. But that aside, this seems to have been a happy and successful marriage, because Jane was the meek and submissive and adoring wife that Henry expected her to be. And I think he genuinely loved her, even if this was no grand passion. And of course she did bear the son he had so desperately wanted for so many years, Prince Edward, who was born on the 12th of October 1537. Sadly, Jane sickened and died 12 days later. And Henry mourned her genuinely, but although he shut himself away and would not see anyone, within a month he was framing his mind, we are told, to take a fourth wife for the well-being of the kingdom.